How you doing, guys? My name is Chris Dowling. I am the president of Skid Row Update, and we're kind of hearing some speculation from a lot of people on what exactly is homelessness. So what I want to do is kind of give you guys a little lesson and let you guys know what exactly is homelessness. What we're going to go over is the federal definition of homelessness, give you guys some facts and statistics to let you guys know how bad homelessness is in America and the poverty situation, because they're very linked. And moving towards Skid Row and on a broader scale LA, I want to give you guys a first 5 LA report on what exactly is going on with children 5 years and younger, because they did a recent report July 18th about it. So, before I begin, one thing I want to say, because you probably are not going to be able to read this from the camera, all of our sources are right here: census.gov, AllPsych, National Alliance to End Homelessness, DLS.gov, New York and LA Times, First 5 LA, and endhomelessness.org. All of the links will be up after the broadcast. So if there's any information that you're concerned about, that you want to know about, the links will be there. This is all about transparency. So with that, let's begin. The federal government's definition of homelessness. Numero uno. People who are living in a place not meant for human habitation, in transitional housing, or are exiting an institution previously resided at. That basically means if you're living on a street corner, living on a sidewalk, living in a place that's not really known for being a house or a home. Okay? Number two. People are losing their primary nighttime residence, which may include a motel, a hotel, a neighborhood mom that, took you in, but now is kicking you out of the house, that kind of nomenclature. Number three, really important, families with children or unaccompanied youth who are unstably housed and likely to continue that way. This word unstably might throw you off. This basically means children who, they may live in a house for a while, or maybe in a small bit, but they never really have a permanent house to actually live in. That's really important, because a lot of people may say, oh, that person lives in a house, that person lives in a house, just had a house for 5 days, and then moved out. But even the fact they're at risk of being homeless, that is the main concern. That is why they're under the bracket of being homeless. Number four is also important. People who are fleeing domestic violence, have no other residence, and lack the resources or support networks to obtain permanent housing. This is very interesting as well, because many people who have experienced domestic violence and have fled their spouse often do not even know that they're homeless if they have no other residence to go to. This is actually known by the National Alliance to End Homelessness and endhomelessness.org and the Census Bureau. Moving on to some facts and statistics. Even though the homeless population in America has decreased by 1%, 643,067 to 637,017, the poverty rate has surged. In fact, it's actually at 46.2 million, the highest rate ever recorded in America. One other thing you should know. In California, the unemployment rate is now 10.7%. This is DLS.gov. And also, this information is census.gov. In Los Angeles, the unemployment rate is 11.2%. DLS.gov. 1.5 million people out of 9.6 million people live in poverty in Los Angeles, and 51,000 homeless people in LA County. That's basically what's there. That's known by the LA and the New York Times. Moving forward. So First 5 LA. First 5 LA is basically an organization that's meant to help children ages 5 years and younger succeed in life and later ventures. They recently did a study to see how children who are 5 years and younger live under homeless conditions and impoverished conditions. What they found was, on any given night, in LA County, at least 3,000 children live homeless. 3,000. I'm just one person. But imagine if I was a kid and 3,000 kids, on any given night, it can be different children, living homeless. It's real stuff. Next statistic. Homeless children are 12 times more likely to go into foster care. 12 times more likely. Next one. Homeless children are more likely to be obese and overweight. Homeless children are twice as likely to repeat a grade and have twice the rate of learning disabilities as people who are not homeless. They often live in chaotic and stressful environments that often could be a parent having a mental illness. The idea of living on the street and having a kid living on the street. This is real stuff, people, and it's got to change. Okay, so as we were saying, for the First 5 LA report, within a single year, 97% of homeless children move up to 3 times, and 40% attend 2 different schools, and 28% attend 3 or more different schools in just 1 year. This is real stuff. According to the first 5 report, the number of young children who are homeless is also expected to surge. This is not a problem that's going away. It's increasing at a very heavy rate. Now, to kind of close, I wanted to kind of give this one thing on social psychology that does pertain to homelessness, and it's really important because a lot of people don't understand this ideology. This is Social Psychology 101, and this is the fundamental attribution error. The fundamental attribution error is basically the human tendency to, move over here, to base internally other people's mistakes. So, for example, you're late because you're lazy, because you're stupid, because it's your fault. Whereas when we make a mistake, we like to base externally our actions on our mistakes. For example, I'm late because my alarm clock woke me up, because my car broke down, because my tire's flat, because of all that other kind of stuff. Now, pertaining to homelessness, if we were going to use the same exact argument and flip it, people are homeless. One of the many, words that people call people that are homeless. Here we go. Slobs, lazy, hobos, stupid, depressed, losers, lowlifes, freeloaders, and idiots. Almost everyone. But if you were homeless, one of the things you'd probably say would be none of these words to describe yourself. You'd probably say something along the line of, you lost your job, you lost your family, you gave up, you felt that nobody really was there for you, you felt that you didn't really have anything to actually look forward to in life. All these things are what you may have thought if you were homeless. And one thing I want to get close and clear here, there is always a personal choice in every manner, in every single thing you do. But one thing you also have to remember, your environment affects you. Ever since you were born, there has always been a prevailing environment that affects you in everything you do. The friends you hang out with, the things you say, the things you hear people say, the media, the television, the environment, everything affects you. So sure, there is always a personal choice. You make the final decision on what goes around, what stays around in your life, in every decision in your life. But your environment will always affect that decision. Remember, it's an influenced personal choice. And with homelessness, sure, everyone has a choice to remain homeless and remain not homeless. That's true. But that environment influences that decision. This is Skid Row Update, and next week we're going to go down what exactly is Skid Row Update and what we're doing to actually prevent homelessness in the long run in Skid Row, Los Angeles. Thank you. Have a good day.